universe right now. We're going to release all negative energy. I will not absorb any of the energies from anybody watching this. And pray for the highest and greatest good of all and the harm to none. Alright, so today we are going to pick a number 1 through 9. So before we start, choose your number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, or 9. And I'm just going to randomly pick decks, and that's how we're doing it today. That's what I'm feeling. So this is what we're doing. It's a full moon. I usually cannot sleep on full moons that well. So yeah, here we go. So number 1. If you picked number 1. Here, so bring a gentle touch and time for a beginner mind. The number 9 or 3 may be of significance. So there's a deer spirit and a porcupine spirit. You may see a porcupine or a deer to confirm this. Cat spirit, claim your independence. So this is very gentle. I don't know. Something about these first cards is very gentle. That's kind of nice. A lot of my readings lately have been a little bit more forceful, it feels. Giraffe, see the big picture. So right now, I don't know. It's like you're on a new journey. You know you're on a new journey and you're on the right path. It's kind of what card number 1, if you picked 1, that is your number. And the abundant universe will provide. So I feel like you're someone who kind of is more tapped in. Right? And you're like, this is a time for nourishment. If that's what you needed to hear. So for group number 1, you are tapped the fuck in to some energies. And I feel like this will be like the least choppy road. You know, you're doing great. You're doing a great job. Just keep being independent. And like seeing the big picture, but only taking it one little baby step at a time. That was actually really nice. On the otter, you were never alone. So you were never alone in the spirit. You have very like loving. There's a lot of love. That's interesting. Okay, so for card number 2, we're going to do the Lovers cards. Alright, so for the highest and greatest good of all and the harm to none, which collective for the number 2, and the collective that chose number 2, what do you need? So, like the yin and yang symbol, twin flames contain an aspect of each other's character within themselves. So, maybe right now you are looking for your twin flame, or just like your counterpart, or maybe on a journey. Maybe you don't even know what either of those means. But a twin flame is basically you're made of the same like soul essence, basically. So, spirit for the highest and greatest good of all, and harm to none. You may be seeing the number 1111. So it means that there is balance within this relationship. And maybe it's time to let go to a existing space. So things will work out in divine timing with this counterpart. Maybe you're with somebody that you think they are. Maybe they're your karmic. But cherish it. Because each relationship that we have in this world is an assignment. Right? So maybe time to think with your situation with clarity and kind of balancing that out. That's interesting. Okay, spirit for the highest and greatest good for card number 2. Is there any more that need to come out? Union and love. So maybe you're going to be coming into a union with love. Because love conquers all. Past lives coming out. So maybe you have a past life with this person. Yeah. Maybe you have a past life with them. Interesting. But love conquers all. So maybe if you're feeling like unsure, past lives came out again. So it's definitely like I'm feeling from this card, probably from like the early 50s. If that whatever resonates with you, leave what doesn't. So for group number 2. Remarkable. Notice everything remarkable about your relationship. So maybe there's some past life trauma coming up. And yeah, just walking through that. Interesting. Yeah, but the union of your counterpart will come after you let go of something. So it all works out in divine timing. So just know that you are on the right path with that. So that's with card number 2. Or group number 2. Alright, that is interesting. It's a lot of love. It's a lot of love. Okay. So group number 3 for the highest and greatest good and the harm of men. What spirit, what does a collective that picked group number 3 need to know? Retreat from the outside world. Be the love you wish to receive and a happy home. So the rain and snow come down from the heavens to stay on the ground to water the earth. So maybe right now you may be in an emotionally turbulent time. And it's time to just really hunker in and like focus on your goals and be the love you wish to receive. So doing that inner work to love yourself in the way that you want somebody to love you. If that's something that's something that's coming out a lot in here. So those who refresh others will themselves be refreshed. You know, and just treating people well. It's like the golden rule, treat others the way that you would like to be treated, you know. A happy home. My people live in safely, quietly at home. They will be at rest. So you're very heavily protected. So for group 3, you're very heavily protected. And just like maybe an affirmation for you would be, my people will live in safety, quietly at home. So say, I have a safe, quiet home. I am able to rest. Maybe you've been having a difficulty resting. I'm not sure. Start for the highest and greatest good and the harm of none. Is there any more for group 3? Move boldly into a golden future. So maybe you have to retreat in order to build a relationship. This one is like Jesus based, so I don't know if you believe in Jesus or not. This is for a collective, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. But it says, trust in the Lord with all your heart, seek his will in all you do, and he will show you which path to take. So if you're unsure on which path to take, meditating, praying to your higher power will bring you to the space that you need to be, and have faith in that. Right? So that's for group number 3. Take what resonates, leave what does not. Group number 4. All right. So group number 4 for the highest and greatest good. What does a collective that picked number 4 need to hear for the highest and greatest good? So your Heavenly Father knoweth all that you have need of all these things. So again, just know that your angels have everything that you need. It's just to surrender it. If you have grain of a mustard seed, you shall say unto mountain, remove hence your yard or place. So basically, if you have the faith of a mustard seed, which is not very much, a mustard seed is tiny, tiny little baby seed. Kind of like a poppy seed, just the tiniest little thing. If you have a little bit of faith in something, it doesn't matter what. There's the universe, the cosmos, whatever you believe in or have lack of belief in, you know. Maybe this is your urge to connect to something, but yeah. So when you have that faith, things will kind of work out. So maybe you're in a dark place and you just need a little bit of faith right now. Because in this one, it kind of shows like someone being a little, like looking down, looking pretty sad. And then, yeah. So just know that your angels are around you. Maybe connecting to natures of significance for this group. This is group number 4. And then love one another as I have loved you. So even if, like, doesn't matter really what you have done in life, your higher power, your spirit guides, whatever you choose to connect to, will be there to provide for you. Right? Because people think that I can't be loved by spirit because of this, and this. Those are human and fleshly things. Those are not spirit things. Spirit sees everything that happens. And a lot of things are divinely orchestrated in that way because it builds up who we are meant to be at the end of the day. And it sounds really weird, but that's exactly kind of what it is. But just love one another as like the most unconditional loving thing you could ever imagine. Bring that inside of yourself because it works. I promise. Shit. group number 5. All right, so what does group number 5 need to know for the highest and greatest good? And no harm. Holy moly. Okay, so intuition transformation, persistence, protection, potential, oh, that's just a blank card, and vision. Okay, so if you have a vision of something that you want in your life right now, you have all the potential, the protection, and the persistence that you need. Like, you may be going through a huge transformational stage, but just keep going. And it's a creative vision. So for group number 5, if you have a creative vision, you do have the potential to. Just follow your intuition with that, please. Follow, and like everything that you are doing right now, you are protected in the highest and greatest good of your soul. So keep believing in those dreams. And if it is for creativity, so group number 5, it says, creativity is my birthright. As I express my creativity, I feel a beautiful flow of love and connection. Because, so I don't know if you know this, but there's a energy centers that we have in our body. So there's the root chakra, which is at the base of our spine. And then we have the sacral and the solar plexus. So the sacral here, that's where our creativity and our sexual matters come from. So once we open that up, it allows us to live at a higher frequency of existence. So the more that you allow yourself to create and be creative, it kind of just allows you to come home to your own body and your own soul. These are actually very nice readings. I like that. So listen to your intuition with this, and release the things that are not for you. It might feel like a painful journey, but I promise it is well worth it. And then just take the steps that are aligning you with your soul's journey with the creativity, and you are so protected. And just tell your, like, an affirmation for that is, I feel the loving care of the divine protecting me. And like, there are things called acts of providence, and that's kind of like God moments, or like things that are out of human control. Right? So just like remind yourself of the times that you may have had situations that could have went a lot worse, and maybe you had like this intuitive type of feeling. You know, those are the things that will like catapult you into a new frequency within your own body if you allow yourself to kind of open up to the divine and not feel like you have to do everything on your own. I know a lot of us are so blindsided by our own egos and the earthly things, but we're literally only here for a very short visit in this world. And just really believing that you have a higher existence than you actually even know, right? So that is for group number 5, and then group number 6. I'm going to do shaman cards. So for the highest and greatest good, spirit and the harm to none, what does group 6 need to know? The sun. It's funny because it's a Leo full moon. So maybe it's time to really, like, maybe you are a Leo. The number 53 may be of significance. Spirit for the highest and greatest good. Upper world. So maybe your frequency is evolving to the upper world. Owls may be of a significance to you. Spirit for the highest and greatest good, harm to none. Is there any more that group 6 needs to know? Maybe grounding yourself. Ooh. Maybe you could be a seer. So a seer just basically means that you have like intuition. You're able, I don't know, you may have dreams of things that happen. I love that, Liz. Cute. So if you want to watch after, I'm doing 9 groups of people, and I'm on group number 6 right now. But that's wild. You may have tuned in right at the right time. So yeah, so if you're a seer, so that like if you have dreams of seeing things, or you're able to kind of feel things before they happen, and just flowing with that, because that will bring you to the upper world of your frequency of your current existence in this world. Coyote. And the moon. So there's the sun and the moon. So maybe you're finding a balance between the upper world and the lower world. But when the coyote comes out, I feel like you need to watch out for those who are around you, because coyotes are kind of like an omen of someone possibly being a little sneaky, a little slithery, a little snake sometimes. Just very mischievous. That is what it's always kind of, I don't know, that's something my intuition has always told me. Like, they're very mischievous, very, like, I don't know. It could be someone trying to, like, steal your energy because you are, like, this magical creature. Like, this just is magic to me. Like, just very mystical. I guess, like, mystical, not magical. They're kind of different, but finding that balance of everything, right? And you hold the world in your hands. Maybe you're very connected to the moon. It's funny because it's a Leo full moon, so whoever that resonates for, I'm doing this for group 6, and there's 9 groups, so whichever one resonates for you, take it. Whichever one doesn't, leave it. Okay, interesting. And maybe you're like, yeah, just flowing with the movements. This one does feel feminine, though. They're all feminines in these cards. Yeah, but owls of the moon is very significant. There's almost a moon in every one. So maybe you're like deeply emotionally, possibly transforming into someone that you've always wanted to be. And the circle, maybe you're connecting more to the circle around you. And the hummingbird, so connecting to your heart. The hummingbird in shaman tradition is when, so we have our third eye and our root, and this is right in the middle. So our intellect and our intuition kind of meets at the heart. And then when we lead from our heart, we are able to kind of manifest things in a faster pace because we're leading with good intention, no fear. It's kind of like when our spirit guides our body, and that's how she goes sometimes. The serpent, possible Kundalini awakening coming. So a Kundalini awakening is basically when your energy centers from the bottom of your spine to the top of your head. It like moves up, and you might feel a little bit of discomfort lately. Like there's a lot of intense energy, like the Schumann resonance went like skyrocketed this morning. So you might feel like you can't sleep, irritable, you're getting headaches, your ears are ringing. If so, that means you are on the path of awakening to your spirit. The smoke and mirror, the rainbow, and the staff. Yeah, maybe you're handing some gifts or something from spirit. That's kind of what's coming to my mind. Yeah, and just being aware of your surroundings, because sometimes when you are having these awakenings, darker, well, not darker, but lower frequency people might come around because subconsciously they get more gravitated to you. So be mindful of your energy, and maybe look up how to do some aura cleansing. Usually I just think of like an egg shape around my whole body, and that cleanses your aura. It doesn't allow holes in there, and it also does not allow lower negative energies to attach to you when you are very mindful of like your spiritual hygiene, I guess is like the best way to say it. So there's that. So this is for group number 7. Okay, Spirit, for the highest and greatest good and the harm of men, what message needs to be heard for group number 7? Changes. So maybe you're going through a lot of changes right now. And perception. So you may be going through changes, but it is up to you to how you view these changes. You could see it as good or bad, but I feel like it's divinely orchestrated at this time. You may be struggling, and you may be feeling overburdened. Okay, so you don't need these changes to make you feel these way. I know it feels like a lot, and I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but it's time to integrate your true self. So sometimes we need to look at it from a bird's eye view in order to realize like some things needed to happen in our lives, and the harder we grip onto things, the harder it gets for us, unfortunately. And that's when it, like those kinds of things, when we overstress, overthink, beat ourselves up for changes that were like divinely orchestrated in like the big web of life on like these nodes. So I like to see it as like the web around the life, or around the earth, or like just energetically, and like almost like a spider web. In each place where they kind of cross, those are the moments where it's kind of like turning points for us. And a lot of them are like, some of them are fated and destined, and I don't know if people believe in that, but that's just what I believe because I've experienced it and seen it in other people's lives, and it's really how you maneuver through those changes. It can either make you or break you. And at this time, like, it's really interesting with how the energy is. Like, I feel like a lot of people are getting shackled in the prisons of their mind, and you don't need to, right? I know there's a lot of fear and anger and, like, chaos in the world, but I really hope that you find that peace inside of you, because changes don't always need to be scary. It is an evolutionary trait, if you haven't experienced something, that it will trigger fear in you. But you cannot have faith and fear at the same time. Faith and fear cannot coexist in the same space, right? It's either you, like, so just have that little mustard seed of faith, and I promise you things will be okay. It may feel tough, but I have faith that you will be able to get through it. And I'm praying for you that through these struggles that you are able to come out on top. So that's for group number 7. Group number 8. Spirit for the highest and greatest good. Okay, so that was randomly there. So it is the 8 of Swords reversed. So some kind of truth, but it looks like binded. So it could be this. You have a special bond with animals. Your pets on earth and heaven are watched over by angels. So maybe you love animals. Maybe that's why that crow is bonded up. Maybe there's a truth coming out and you've used animals to lean on. I'm not sure. Spirit for the highest and greatest good, harm to none. I bring you a message. So maybe there's a deceased one. This one's bringing up kind of like a spirit of some sort. I bring you a message from your deceased loved one. I'm happy and at peace and I love you very much. Please don't worry about me. So maybe you have lost an animal recently. That's kind of what it seems like. Or you've leaned on your animals since losing somebody. And just know that they are watching you and they love you very much. And maybe spend time alone in nature, meditating about your desires and intentions. And ask that angel to help guide you into the next phase of your life. Yeah, ask the angels to comfort and guide you. So maybe you're just kind of, you know, you're just needing a little bit of nurturing and know that your angels are there with you. Okay, Spirit for the highest and greatest good and the harm to none. Whoa. We're just going to go like this again. Spirit for the highest and greatest good, harm to none. What is the messages that group number 8 need to hear? I guess these ones. So cautious here. You're a spiritual teacher. You have the ability to counsel others. So maybe you're a very connected soul. So maybe you're here to help them awaken their spiritual gifts and divine life mission. Maybe that's why your angels are around so close. But I also feel like there is like kind of grief from losing somebody. Spirit for the highest and greatest good. But keep charging ahead. Don't take no for an answer. Expect miraculous solutions to appear. And Celeste. So there's a lot of like very, I don't know, there's a lot of magic in the air. I love that very much for you. So a happy move to a new home or place of employment is in the works. The movement will usher in positive new energy. So I feel by you connecting to the spirits that you are meant to. And it is safe for you to be powerful. You know how to be powerful in the loving way that benefits others as well as yourself. So, like, regardless of if you're grieving or not, I'm not going to belittle anybody's grieving. I pray for you and send condolences if that's what you're going through. But know that you are still powerful and your spirits are here to help guide you into the next phase of your life to possibly a new home. You know? And maybe it's time for a timeout. Maybe it's a timeout. And you need to take care of yourself after all of these things happening. So just take a deep breath and just know that you're guided and it's okay to relax sometimes. You don't gotta be a go-getter all the time. You're allowed to rest. Alright. Oh, interesting. And psychic development and ancient wisdom. So maybe you're very connected. That's for group number 8. Very connected. A swan may be of significance. Alright, that's interesting. And then for group number 8. Yeah, no worries, Red. Okay, and then, or no, this is for group number 9. Sorry. And then, if anyone's coming in late, so I did readings from group 1 to 9. And pick your number before you come into the reading. And yeah, so take what resonates, leave what doesn't. It's actually very like a nurturing, soft. I'm surprised for a Leo full moon that it's just like a very, I guess Leos are lovers though, you know? That makes sense. So for group 9, it's affirmation cards, I guess. So you are worthy. Maybe you need a little bit of, just a little bit of empowerment today. So you are worthy. Start pouring into your own cup. Take the weight of the world off your shoulders. Maybe you're having a little bit of burdens on your shoulder, you know, and you don't need to. Take that weight off the world, or the weight of the world off your shoulders. And then it says clear your karma. Maybe you've been dealing with some karmic things, or maybe replaying old ways. Whoa, dude. Okay. Forgiveness brings freedom. So maybe it's been hard to forgive someone recently, but this is the time to do it. This full moon is very powerful. And like, this is like almost like a manifestation portal. So we want to leave what's not meant for us behind and then keep moving forward with the things that are meant for us, right? Let your inner fire warm you but not burn you. Devotion unites me with the infinite. Shift your perspective. You are a divine facet of the universe. And healing myself heals my lineage. So maybe you're clearing karma from like a generational, like almost like it feels like a curse almost. And like the more that you heal yourself, the more that you will heal those around you, right? It doesn't matter if you're just doing a little bit of healing. People see that, and that will help heal the world day by day. And being able to forgive. And it's interesting because I said the shackles of like the generational curses, and there's like chains being broken. So maybe forgiveness is the way to clear your karma right now. Being able to forgive maybe yourself or others involved. That you are a divine facet of the universe. Maybe you're beating yourself up a bit because it says take the weight of the world off your shoulders, right? So maybe taking the blame off yourself. And just like really seeing the truth of the situation. Giving yourself some time to really just know that you are worthy and you are divine as fuck. Okay, I'm going to pull a couple more. And then maybe at the end I'll just do like a full collective reading. I have these cards that I always want to be pulled out of it. Okay. I am supported on my path. So through this karmic path that you're going through with breaking the chains, you are supported. And dragonflies may be of significance. Trust the wisdom of within and lovingly accept yourself. Alright, so for the highest and greatest good and the harm to none. Is there any more that believing and seeing? Maybe when you see something, you're going to really believe it. And just be grateful for the earth spirit for the highest and greatest good. Does group 9 need any more guidance? No? Alright. So those ones are done. I'm just going to do a little bit. Oh, and choose kindness. So just choose kindness. Treat yourself with love. Right? What ones am I going to do? Okay, so this will be for the collective reading. Start for the highest greatest good. For the collective watching this, what is the message that they need to hear? With no harm. And just for the highest price of light to enter. The humorist. The refreshing joy, exhilaration, and skills learned from creative play and laughter are their own reward and can help you solve problems. So a big thing that's been coming up in readings is like really just not taking life so seriously and allowing ourselves to play. And I feel like Leo's kind of like a fiery, playful kind of energy, you know, very loving, caring, but like, you know, a deep kind of like nurturing, you know. Okay. So spirit for the highest and greatest good, for the collective watching, is there any more? The butterfly and the shadow. So the butterfly, allow yourself to leave behind the past and was no longer necessary so you can truly be the person you have worked so hard to become. So maybe you're in a little bit of a metamorphosis stage. When you're feeling like you've just been going day by day, one foot in front of the other, and just leave like what is not serving you in the past, and kind of, you know, you just have to really allow yourself to play and just enjoy, like, be like a walking prayer, basically, like, enjoy the moments within your life, right? and being able to become the person you've worked so hard to become. So maybe you've had like a hard journey, and maybe you have been like hard on yourself a little bit, or maybe others have, and just leave those things behind, because like you do not let your past gobble you up. Sometimes our past will bleed into our present, which reflects on our future, right? So if you understand what you don't want, or like maybe this is a time for reflection of what you do want to go forward and what you don't want to go forward in your life, right? And it feels like coming out of like a stormy weather, because it's all dark in the black, and then just like embracing like the true beauty of the person that you really are. So I love that for you. I really do. And just like expressing expansion, you know. And the shadow, making a friend and ally out of your shadow side is necessary for becoming your authentic self, a key element of true success. So our shadow self is kind of when we look at maybe like the not so lovely parts of ourselves, or really just like looking at our thoughts, behaviors, our actions, right? And like taking a deep look at like, do I really want this? Yes or no? And then, like, how do you take the baby steps slowly but surely to try to go forward with that with no judgment on yourself? Kind of seeing it from, like, a space of detachment towards yourself, and not, like, having these emotional responses to the things that you're viewing within yourself, right? Because, like, you cannot shame yourself into loving yourself. So that's a reminder as well. Like, you cannot shame yourself to love yourself. You have to, like, acceptance at the end of the day. You gotta accept who you are, the things you may have done that you thought were favorable, not favorable. But remember, it made you the exact beautiful human that you are right in this moment. So there's no need to beat yourself up, especially the things in the past, right? But just really realizing maybe things that you do not want to pull forward into this new year, right? Because this is the year 1 of the fire horse, and Leo's also fire sign. So like huge, I don't know, I've been feeling this like a huge urge, and it's just like the portal of like opportunities is coming. But if we do not shed the past things, they're gonna follow us for the next 9 years, and the karma could be detrimental as fuck to you and those around you. So kind of just clearing up the wreckage of those things to move forward, right? Spirit for the highest and greatest good and the harm to none. Is there any more for the collective watching this? So the witch, be aware of your reputation, your influence, and your power to create, preserve, or destroy. So that's for a woman. So if you're a woman, be very mindful of like if you're creating, preserving, or destroying, right? Even for a male, like usually in spirit, there's not really, I don't know, it's not like there's masculine and feminine energies and everything, right? But also 333 may be of significance. 44, the grace. Forgive yourself and anyone else in your situation, even if you or they do not deserve it. To forgive is to mirror the divine forces who love us. So really loving with that unconditional love, the full compassion, you know, regardless of the situation, regardless of each person's role that they've played in the situation, be willing to forgive. Because even if you're like forgiving yourself, sometimes that's the hardest thing, for like forgiving the things that maybe we're not so proud of, right? And I understand how hard it can be to forgive others when they may not, you don't think that they like are worthy of that. And I don't mean that in a brutal way, but sometimes people do things that are really hurtful. But when we don't forgive these people, right? It's like drinking poison and expecting the other person to die, because we're holding that hate inside of us. And sometimes, like, I would recommend going possibly maybe into like a meditation, right? Like, you don't have to do it physically. You can do this spiritually, so it releases that binding from your soul, that cord, right? So close your eyes and just view either like you writing a letter and burning it. You can do this physically too, right? Write forgiving them, or write what made you upset and then forgive it and light it on fire. Forget it. I've had meditations where you picture the person in front of you, and you can close your eyes and just imagine like a big white orb in your hands, and this is unconditional love, and this is like a part of like forgiving them, right? And then you picture the other person in front of you and you just pass the white orb. No words need to be said, and that's just in a meditative state, right? Or whatever, whatever type of thing will help you forgive yourself or somebody involved in this situation, right? Because at the end of the day, when we hold these really hurtful, harmful energies within our body, we create dis-ease in the spiritual. Like if you can see this picture back here, it's like the different layers of the aura. But when we hold on to those things, it stays in our energy field, okay? And diseases will manifest in the spirit before they actually manifest in the physical. So if you allow yourself to forgive, it really lowers the chance of you getting like possible physical ailments from it. Like I've seen people get autoimmune diseases from like a lot of like for not being able to forgive, and I've also seen it in people with a lot of trauma. So I understand that it is hard to forgive, but I also feel like it is very necessary to go through the healing phases to meet ourselves at the place where we really deserve, even though we may not feel like we deserve that type of unconditional love, if that makes sense. That was pretty deep, so whoever that was for, I'm sorry if you're going through a hard time, and I give you my love, and I will pray for you, and I hope that you're able to forgive yourself or the other person in this situation. And that your metamorphosis coming into your highest self goes smoothly and with as least harm to yourself and others as possible, because healing can be messy. It can be very messy. So the Yogini, we are all one, each an inseparable part of the unseen infinite energies that surround, sustain, and empower us, and all there is. So each person is like, we're all connected as a whole. Like I was talking about the orb as like with the web around it, it's like the blue web. And then there's like these nodes where people meet. It's like each person comes in as like kind of like an assignment or a reflection of parts of us that we may not have, or like an assignment just to like learn about ourselves, right? And that's also why earlier it's like, don't take ourselves so seriously and just see where we can learn from each and every situation that we kind of encounter. And not getting into like such a heightened emotional state because of certain things inside of ourselves. But at the same time, like a good thing that I'll tell you right now, like when you get triggered or when an emotional response comes up, it is when there's a part of us that hasn't been seen in a long time tries to jump out. So when we are mindful of those things, it kind of opens up a gateway to healing. Like, why did I emotionally respond like that? Maybe why did I isolate about that? Like each and every person kind of like expresses themselves differently. So I don't know exactly who that is for, but just like really being mindful of like when we are connecting with others, with like you get triggered or this or that or the other, and how are you approaching the situation, being mindful of like why did that go down the way it is, and seeing it from like a mind of truth and not of untruth. So untruth is basically when our emotions get so heightened that we kind of lie to ourselves, right? And when we just have to come to like the back to the base fundamental of like, why did I react that way? Because we are adults and we deserve to heal those parts, right? And not like kind of backdoor our own traumas, our own hurt spots, and project that outwards as well. Or noticing when others are doing it as well, right? The drama queen. Some people need a high level of attention to validate their sense of worth. Make sure you are not that person. Staging need this place. So maybe you are the person that you need to forgive. And make sure that you're not having like a giant ego. You know, bring it back a little bit. You know, yeah. So don't stage, like take the mask off. Maybe you're someone who has a mask because you're scared of being seen. This has been coming up a little bit too. And really accepting that shadow side of yourself, because sometimes we put on a mask so we're actually accepted by others, you know, when you don't need to. Show up and show the fuck out exactly how you are, because we were put on this earth exactly as we are for a reason. And the more we shield those things, the more that it can kind of get shown outwardly in really weird ways. The teacher. So you would do well to read more and otherwise learn about those who have worked diligently to attain what you... So This is someone like an owl significant, the drama queen and the teacher. So maybe you need to learn from somebody who's like has their mask off. Maybe you're jealous of somebody because they don't have it on. So read as much, like, we are here to learn, evolve, read, try new things, explore, play in the world a little bit, and have creativity, right? So just if you have anything that you want to learn, kind of just like allow yourself to express that. Go find some fun things that you want to learn. Like, even like if you want to read or learn new things, I really recommend going to like a really cool bookstore. There, literally in every town that I've been in, there's at least one. And then just kind of like, you know, maybe there's a theme of something you want to learn, or like different types of topics. And that, like, you know, just don't be scared to learn the things that you want to learn, right? And then soar beyond all limiting concept and embrace your spiritual self in the place beyond female and male, where we all are truly our one energy. Okay, so yeah, just don't limit yourself based on what you think that you deserve, because we all deserve great things. Like, you know, nobody is better or worse than anybody. We're all just humans living a human experience, and some of us just project our pain a little bit more than others. But we can learn from all, like, everyone. We are all equal. When we get cut, we all bleed the same. You know what I mean? And I think that's something that really needs to be said too. It's like balancing that out, like not projecting our maybe indoctrinated beliefs or program beliefs from the culture that we grew up in, right? And just being able to balance and accept everyone as they are. Because if you want to be accepted, don't you want other people to accept you? So give people the same grace that you would like to receive, right? Look past the veil of illusion that someone is trying to pull over your eyes, that someone could be you. So maybe you're the only, like, the person pulling that over your eyes. Maybe you're blinding yourself to the truth in the situation in your life. But like what I just said, like, give everybody the same grace that you wish that you have. Like, one way that I like to live my life is giving the compassion that I never received, right? And with that, it heals me, because, you know, I can show up and show the fuck out in those ways, right? And it kind of, like, strips off that veil of illusion. It doesn't, like, I'm not going to say, like, it doesn't matter how much hurt you have in your body, because everyone's experience is valid. But also, do not make an excuse because you're hurt to hurt other people. Like, this hurt people shit needs to stop in this world, right? And, like, just really seeing it from, like, the bird's eye view once again, like, in that moment, when do you not want to be shown compassion and grace, or do you want to continue the hurt? Do you want to continue that chain, right? Because we don't need to do that. We don't need to. And we have a choice to do or to not do, right? So that's like I don't know. Look past the veil of your own illusions right now and just see what's going on, right? And see where maybe you can evolve into your highest self, because once again, we all have the gifts that, like, a card reader has. We all have the gifts of the people that, you know, we look up to. We're like, oh, they're doing so good at this. We can do it too. If you really apply yourself and ask for assistance and guidance, you can literally obtain anything and everything that you've ever wished for. It's just stripping down the veils of illusion. Why do I not feel good enough? Why do I feel like I can't do that, this, that, and the other thing, right? Asking yourself those hard questions, and then being able to move forward and heal those things, right? And I think that's such a beautiful thing. Like, a lot of us are so scared, or so, like, in such a fear-based mentality that we feel like we can't do those things, but you can literally do anything you put your mind to, and I believe in you, so please believe in yourself, right? The hopeful. The power of prayer and meditation can wake you up, renew your faith, help you to attune to your needs, and align you with your deepest truths. So maybe it's time to start meditating. Pray, and like, you don't need to pray to Jesus. There's so many gods, goddesses, deities. So there's a book called The Master's Ancient Wisdom. It has probably about 50 different deities and goddesses, if you are ever wondering, like, what kind of god or goddess you are into, right? And yeah, like, the world is your oyster. Do not limit yourself based on possible limiting beliefs that you may have been raised with, or again, the culture or whatever, or somebody told you you couldn't do it. Because usually when we are growing up, a lot of people will tell us, you can't do this because of this. But that is them speaking from their own fears and their own perception. It does not have to be your truth, right? So allow the world to really like show itself to you, because we are literally, we can have like so many opportunities at our fingertips, and a lot of us are just scared of it, you know. So the Sibyl, think twice before sharing what you know with anyone except those. So maybe you've shared things that you want to learn with others and they've kind of shut it the fuck down on you because they didn't understand it, or they weren't ready to hear it. Because if you are awakening as a human being and you're sharing these big concepts with people, some people just shut it the fuck down, right? So just start like plant your seed, not in toxic soil, with people who will try to like, I don't know, like an invasive species, or an invasive species, I mean, right? You know, watch where you're planting yourself, because where you plant yourself is where you will be received. And if you're planting yourself in environments where everybody's just not doing maybe the best things, they're going to call you crazy. They're going to try to degrade you, because they don't understand that level of the conception that you have, right? The truth. You cannot be truthful with another person unless you are first truthful and honest with yourself. The truth is not afraid of questions. So maybe you really got to be honest with yourself. You know, maybe this is a time that you need to be honest with yourself and really just connect to that truth within yourself, right? Spirit for the highest and greatest good and the harm of none, the initiate and the poet. So acknowledge what you do not know. So what are you doing? And not just like what your mind is saying, right? So like, how do you actually maneuver in this life? And learn with a beginner's mind, so you can become accepted as an authority one day. Because if you do not practice what you are saying to people, it ain't gonna mean shit. You know what I mean? Like, it is not going to make any difference. Like, people can say everything, right? Like, you have to, like, well, I'm not going to tell you how to live your life, but this is just like, when you actually do as you say and say as you do, people will actually take you seriously, instead of being like, I don't believe that person, right? Like, you know what I mean? And, yeah, so really just, yeah, the truth. So finding the truth in yourself, and like, how are you actually showing up for life? Maybe you need to ask yourself that. How am I showing up for life? How do I want to be showing up for life? Because those are two different ideas, right? How do I want to be showing up for life? How am I? So then, like, the distance between here, how close or how far is it? And then taking the tiny little bitty baby steps to get exactly to where you want to be, right? And then the poet. Make your life a work of art, and see the poetry in the mundane, and you will be rewarded beyond measure. So by taking these baby steps, because a lot of us like to just go, 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 kind of forget our priorities, get distracted, this, that, and the other thing. But make your life a work of art. Be a living prayer. Do the things you love. Talk the talk and walk the fucking walk. You know what I mean? And you will be rewarded beyond measure, because all of us are protected and guided by angels. You may not believe it, but you are. I know that most people have had those God moments where something happens and they're like, what the fuck, right? But make your life a work of art and allow yourself to play and enjoy. Enjoy life on life's terms. And there's so many opportunities available for every single person. I just like, please strip off those like expectations of yourself and everybody around you. Just really like try to find that love within yourself, even if you don't feel like you deserve it, because you do. Okay? The free spirit. You can only change yourself. So you can't be trying to change other people, right? You can only, like, what you want to see externally, you best be able to give it to yourself, right? Now is the time to unleash your free spirit, not to blend in and be the same as everybody else. Because I feel like we are in a society where everyone just wants to be doing the same thing, and they're all in competition with each other. The only person you should be in competition with is yourself. Okay, I'm going to say it truthfully, honestly, and bluntly. Only fucking view your success as like, how much better are you doing better than yourself yesterday? Who gives a fuck about Nancy across the street or whatever, you know? Like, and I don't mean that rudely, right? But it's like really just like focusing on where you want to be, where you want to go, because at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter what these other people are doing, right? And if you are not happy with what you're doing, right, then what are you doing? What are you doing? Just start really, really just find your authentic self within yourself. And I know you can do it. I promise. I promise. I believe in you. Probably more than you believe in yourself, but I believe in you. That you can find all of these wonderful things inside of yourself. Maybe you do believe in yourself, and that's fucking dope as shit, you know? But don't just try to blend into the crowd, because that's not what we're built in this planet for. We're not here to just conform to the societal structures that are placed upon us, right? The visionary. Developing habits and actions to help you turn your visions into reality will guide you to your path to ultimate success and happiness, like I basically just said. So from who are you to where you want to be, and developing the habits to be where you want to be, and dropping the shit maybe that you're doing right now that is stopping you from going forward later into who you want to become, right? So spirit for the highest and greatest good and the harm of none. No. So that's done on that. I'm going to pull a couple more out of this and then I'll probably end it. Okay, so spirit. So maybe you want to start doing oracle cards, do it. Or if you want like a reading to kind of like get like a more solid foundation on what I'm saying, you can message me. I'm giving free readings right now because I feel like my gifts, like I don't want to just like be that person who's trying to make money off people. That's not really how I roll. That's not really what I do. So if you do want a reading, just message me and I'll give you one. As long as it's for the highest and greatest good. Please don't do it with manipulative intent or anything like that, or I will not do services. But light and love. Your purpose is to bring divine healing, light, and love to this world. So maybe you've kind of known this, but you have been shielding yourself from that, or fearful almost of your own gifts. Creative expression. So express it yourself creatively. Creatively. I don't know why I said it like that. But maybe it's time to express yourself in a creative manner, because we come here to create. That's one of like a human's best aspects and assets, because we all create so differently. Some of us are builders, some of us are artists, some of us are music artists. Like everyone has their own art, and allow yourself to shine. You know, there's enough room in this world for everyone to be abundant, so don't be scared. Instead of worrying, maybe ask for divine guidance. So maybe you're worrying about this. Maybe one of your purposes is to, involves helping, teaching, and healing children. So maybe somebody wants to work with kids and like help them heal. Artist. Maybe somebody is an artist. So like whatever you feel like you want to do for your career in life, don't have these self-limiting beliefs to where you can go. Because the world is your oyster. I don't know how many times I'm going to say it today, but it is, you know, and you can really, the more that you believe in yourself, just that little mustard seed of faith, which is tiny, 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 you can literally go wherever the fuck you want in this world, and I just want you to know that. And like, from a personal experience, like, I did not think that I would be where I am in my life right now, and for those who know me, they thought I was going to be dead, like, over 10 years ago. Right? And I got through it. I cleaned myself up. I got to be doing better things. And I started believing in something bigger than myself, because my life was shit for some time. And I had to look at the deep, dark, ugly parts of myself that I wanted to change. Well, not change, but I had to accept them in myself, so I stopped living in that. And that's how I know that every single person can literally live their dream life once you have a little bit of faith that things can actually work out for you. It's really about the seeds that we sow inside of us. If you have like a little bit of belief and then it starts growing, and then one day you'll be sitting in the place where you once dreamed about. You know what I mean? So, this one is freedom. You're free to do what you choose. So whichever thing that you want to do, you are free to do that. Whatever your heart desires. Don't let people like make you doubt your gifts, or whatever you want to do. Please do it. Please follow your dreams, because everyone deserves to at least, like, we are only here for a short amount of time in this world, and you know, why not do it? You know, people ask like, oh, why me? Why can't I do that? You can, and do it, and choose what you wish to do in your life, because you can do anything, and it's not like you don't block yourself to just one thing. If you want to do multiple things, just ask for guidance and where to start. Follow your intuition if you're an intuitive person, right? somebody here may want to start building something. Building, create. So there's a lot of creative energy. Maybe you're just a creative person and like you like different ways to express that. Then do it, right? School. So maybe you need to go, one of these people may need to go to school because there's a collective here. So whichever resonates, please take what resonates, leave what does not. But holy moly, they're all just going everywhere. Okay. I'm getting a little tired. It's time to decide what you want. Maybe you're like balancing out like kind of what you want to do. Decide on what you want to do. Where does your heart pull you to? Right? What one do you feel that you want to do? Don't let other people make the decision for you, right? And only share your idea of the dreams that you have with people who understand what your purpose and what, like, when they really care about you and they see that you're passionate about it. Don't allow, like, the slithery little snakes in the grass to depict what you're doing in your life. Like, really choose what makes you happy and surround yourself with the people who know that is what's best for you, right? And justice. Your career brings fairness and protection to others who need your help. So at the end of the day, you're going to be divinely guided to whichever one is for your highest and greatest good. And please just believe in yourself. All you need is a little faith. I hope you all have a great night. Happy Leo full moon. You know, there's a lot of opportunities at your fingertips. And please, please, please love yourself. You know that you're worth it. Doesn't matter where you are. And I don't mean like it doesn't matter where you are, because it does matter where you are and you're valid in what you're dealing with right now. But just know that things can get better no matter where you are. Maybe you're on a good path. Maybe you're kind of struggling right now. But it doesn't really, like, that doesn't really matter, because you can still get to where you want to be regardless of where you are on your path right now. So I pray for you. I hope you believe in yourself. I'll cheer for you. I really hope you find what your dream is and you take the opportunities that present themselves to you for the highest and greatest good. So thanks, guys, for tuning in. I did a number 1 to 9 earlier on here. This was kind of just a collective reading, so if you want to check out the rest, that's all good. If not, that's fine. Please take what resonates, leave what doesn't. I'm not here to tell you how to live your life, but I do want you to believe in yourself. So with that, I hope you guys have a great night. And if you want a reading, just send me a direct message, and I will not charge for it as long as you have a good intention coming into it. But peace, love, and happiness, and have a great night.